Hello and welcome back to Andy Talks, the general news, current affairs and chit-chat channel about all things British and for the United Kingdom. And tonight I have a trio of immigration stories for you. You know, the hot topic that just keeps on giving, doesn't it? The thing that divides the nation or unites the nation more than anything else at the moment, whichever way you look at it. Um, so I'm going to jump in. I've got three stories from all of these from GB News this time. And I want to go over them all fairly quickly and just talk about each one and what it means for you. I'm going to start with the Epping migrant crisis one. Okay, that's this one here. Okay, so the Epping hotel, the High Court today has decided that the Epping Migrant Hotel is going to remain open. The council wanted it to be shut down and cited breaches of planning for it because it wasn't meant to be used in the way it is. And the High Court has thrown that out. That's no great surprise. It's very sad that I think probably the High Court has bowed to the pressures of government to try and house these immigrants. I think there's 130 something immigrants in this one here. But if you remember, this is where the Kabatu guy who got deported the other day. He was from here. He committed sexual abuses and offences from there. And another guy got locked up as well, and I think deported afterwards from the same hotel. And it sparked protest all around the country from immigration hotels and a national uprising. It was widely hoped that this hotel might be shut down by the High Court, well, by local council going to the High Court. Unfortunately, I think they bowed to political pressure, and that's not going to be the case. The hotel can remain open. I think it's a tragedy for local people. I think it's a travesty of justice, really, and shows what we're up against. That this migrant hotel, that's not wanted by anybody apart from the government, it seems, and the government seems to be doing things against the people of the United Kingdom. It's a great shame. I think this is going to cause all kinds of problems for the government moving forward. But it kind of moves us on to the next story I've got about migration, which is a bad one for Shabana Mahmood. 2 months as Home Secretary, and 10,000 have crossed the Channel in small dinghies and boats in 2 months. 5,000 a month. That's quite shocking, really. And it's quite shocking considering the Home Office was just earlier on celebrating, I think it was 24 returns under the one in, one out deal they have with France. 24 returns. But they had 5,000 a month, that's 10,000 in 2 months, come in since Shabana Mahmood became Home Secretary. That's not a very good idea. 24 out and 10,000 in. And that's just the illegal ones that come in on the boats. That's not the immigrants that come in from everywhere else and overstay their visas, etc., etc. So I think it's just a pretty poor day for the United Kingdom, for the citizens today. It'd be quite easy, to be honest. We just need to get the Royal Navy out in the English Channel and turn the boats back, stop them from coming. Simple as that. It wouldn't be difficult to put a few Navy vessels out there and to stop them. In America, Donald Trump is bombing the drug boats that are bringing drugs into the States. He's bombing them. I'm not just saying they bomb the migrant boats. That's probably taking it a bit too far. But we can certainly put the Navy there. We can get them pushed back, and we can stop them coming into the country. It wouldn't be difficult at all. Just the will does not exist. So we had 10,000 coming on boats in just 2 months. Pretty shocking, really. I think it's rapidly approaching 40,000 for the year so far. A really horrendous indictment, really, of the government's immigration policy and the failure to stop the people coming in on boats. And on the back of that, we have our third story for the night. So I'm going to keep this very short and sweet for tonight. And this is the Green Party deputy leader. Her name is Rachel Millward. And she was recently saying that she would support immigrants to come anywhere in the country, anywhere she wanted to. No, Zach Polenski's only been in the role for a few days. His subordinate, Miss Millwood, declared that she would hang the flags of all nations to celebrate refugees are welcome here. However, it turns out that when there's a threat of 600 illegal immigrants, all working age men, or fighting age men, more to the point, that are going to be put into an RAF base near to where she lives, this is the Crowber Army Camp, to house the migrants. She's less keen on that suddenly when it's on her doorstep. What a shocker, eh? It's easy to virtual signal, isn't it? To virtual signal and say no, I'm going to welcome immigrants in. No, that I'm going to invite them in here and put the flags up and say you're more than welcome. No, when you live in a green suburb and somewhere that's not affected by immigration. However, when a former RAF base is going to be used to house 600 asylum seekers, she then turns her back on it and says, no, I don't want that. And she absolutely should do. We do not want, none of us want 600 immigrants on our doorstep, do we? And it's easy when you live in the country like I do to pretend it doesn't exist. It's easy to say, oh, it doesn't affect me. I live in a very white middle class area and in a very rural area that's typically unaffected. But the government's policy, it wants to disseminate or disperse these migrant hotels into the communities. So theoretically, we could all be affected by it. We could all be. And Rachel Millwood has very hypocritically said that she would welcome everyone on every flag, apart from now when it comes to where she lives. So again, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What are your thoughts on this, on these three stories here? The 10,000 over the last 2 months that Shabana Mahmood has been in office. Rachel Millward's not wanting 600 asylum seekers on her own doorstep. And this absolutely outrageous decision by the High Court to allow the Epping Migrant Hotel to stay open, which definitely was not under any political pressure to do so at all. So yeah, leave me your comments, leave me your thoughts. Look forward to seeing you in the next one, and thank you very much. Please do like and subscribe.